Welcome to the show. It's Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you know that is square one time. We have a few of the usual suspects in the house. The other two more of them are going to be joining us here shortly. We're going to go ahead and start on time with the show. In the house is Anzo, who is mute.
What up?
And also we have Josh, aka Movie Aficionados. How y'all doing, fellas?
What's going on, man? I'm very excited today to talk about the biggest news in sports. As we know, the Mets trade for a new outfielder.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I don't know where
when
he's coming
the hell
up.
do we ever talk about baseball? Huh? On this show? Huh?
I had to.
We did not talk about no baseball on this show.
I was waiting for that.
But
I had to.
I will say that there's a new woman GM, first ever in baseball and then sports ever. So that was good.
Yeah. Good deal.
Shout out to the Mets, though. Good job. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was the Mets that signed her?
No. They had a crazy trade, though.
I was a Mets fan once when Darryl Strawberry was there.
Way back. Hey.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start the show. Question 1 will be a basketball question. Matt's not here to complain. We should be having good talk. First question is, in a recent interview with Shannon Sharp, Isaiah Thomas said he dominated Jordan in their head-to-head competitions. He also said Jordan never had anything he wanted. Do you think these statements are true, or is he being salty?
I know I could not wait for this one because I already know your take on it, Danny.
I mean, mine is that he's super salty. I mean,
okay, so you're another one too.
Yeah, no, I mean,
go ahead.
No, what does that even mean? He didn't have anything he wanted. Jordan has way more than him, man. He has the rings. He had the better team.
But,
well, maybe
but let's.
No, I must. In the interview said in the 80s, who were the more dominant teams, and he listed the Celtics and the Lakers, of course. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna throw in Dr. J and the Sixers, and then it was them. He said in the 80s, Jordan never had anything that he wanted because Jordan had won there, which is a true statement.
Mm-hmm.
But also he said that on head-to-head competitions that he was better than Jordan, and that's not true because I've heard conversations where Larry Bird and Michael and Magic, who were the Kings at that time, said that individually Jordan was a superior player. I'm not saying collectively because collectively they were better than the Bulls in the 80s. No doubt about
it. But he's saying head to head. That means every time the two of them played each other. And I have watched those games, and I'm not going to sit here and say that he was better than Jordan, but Isaiah Thomas definitely held his own.
I'm not saying that, but he said he dominated Jordan on head to head. I don't believe that.
Well, when it comes to wins, if you're talking about that, yes, because until that finals when Jordan beat them, Isaiah had the upper hand. They never beat you Pistons in the playoffs.
Yeah, but that don't mean that your team beat them. That don't mean that you actually dominated your particular player.
Well, I mean, if you no, I'm not saying dominate him personally as a player, but
yeah, but that if you go back and watch this on Shea Shack or whatever the Shannon Sharp show is, he says in there that on head to head, 1-on-1 that he dominated Jordan and Jordan never had anything that he wanted. It was until the 90s. He said competition wasn't as tough. That's when Jordan dominated.
I could agree with him. I could agree with him because Isaiah was putting up numbers. Isaiah was the best point guard in the league at the time when we're talking in the 80s. What's up? Yes, he was.
Isaiah was never better than Magic Johnson, bro. Never.
Isaiah's definitely super salty.
But what I'm telling you is at the time he played, when he played, Magic Johnson was towards the end of his career. Okay,
the 80s is when Magic Johnson was in his prime.
Not so much because Magic retired in
90 something after he found out
in 89.
No,
and this is the beginning of
the Bulls. They beat the Bulls beat them in like 91 or 92.
That's when he retired.
But I'm saying before in the 80s, Magic Johnson in Showtime, that's when he was in his prime.
Not so much.
Jordan wasn't. Jordan was just starting out, right?
Because when Pistons
in 84, if I'm not mistaken, Magic Johnson came into the league in 79, if I'm not mistaken. 79 to either 80.
So right, but when Isaiah Thomas won his first championship was in 88. Was in 88, I believe, or 88 or 89, right? They won the first championship. He beat Magic Johnson for the championship. So Magic Johnson was not really in his prime at that time. He wasn't. Magic Johnson was coming out of the league at that time. Well, not coming out of the league, but he was getting older. Isaiah was the young buck that was coming in, and he was dominating the league. So when Isaiah played, there were a few years where, yes, he was the best point guard in the league. What's up, Flash?
The question was about Isaiah being salty. Yeah, man. He definitely doesn't like Jordan, man. I know that. I know he was one of the people that said that, LeBron is the GOAT or better than Jordan or whatever.
So did Scottie Pippen. Let's just get that clear.
Scottie Pippen woke the fuck up and changed that shit quickly about a month later.
You think that's why he changed it, or because Jordan called him and said, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Probably. Why don't condone? Without me, you asked to never get those rings, and without me, you wouldn't have been a top 50 player.
But that's my point. His first instinct was to say LeBron was better than Michael Jordan. Until Michael Jordan,
you don't even believe that.
Well, I don't condone it. I don't condone either.
I'm not saying it's whether it is or not, but that's what Scottie Pippen said.
But I think he's salty because Jordan prevented his ass from going to the Dream Team, which I don't care about. And I think that he tried to throw these little slick things way after the fact, because there is a show, it's called The Round Table, when they have a bunch of the old basketballs, and they talk about it. And he clearly says, okay, if Jordan didn't want to play with me on a Dream Team, that's fine. I can accept it. I can send y'all the video. He said, but Scottie Pippen, he can't say nothing because him and Scottie Pippen hates him just as much as he hates Scottie Pippen.
That's right.
I know that ain't even going to be irrational. But he clearly says, he said, okay, Michael Jordan was the best player. If he didn't want to play with me, I can accept that. I'm cool. Now, whether he was telling the truth or not, I don't know. But he's salty because he know good and well Michael Jordan had a hand in keeping him off the Dream Team. And he may say he over that, but he ain't gonna never get over that. And if you see the last time when him and Magic Johnson made up, it was on one of those shows when they were kind of sitting with each other. Yeah. And it came out because that hurted him because he wanted to be on that. But I don't have no sorrow for him.
And he should have been on that team. And you guys are talking about how they left the court and did all this stuff. But just remember, Isaiah was not the first to do that. Larry Bird did it. They all did it back in the day.
I'm not saying they didn't do it.
No.
Who paid for it?
But the only reason why he paid for it is because he did it to Michael Jordan. When anybody else did it, no one else did nothing. But because he did it to Michael Jordan, that's why he paid for it. That's unfair. He was the best point guard at that time. He should have been in there. He was better than Stockton. At that time, he was better than Magic Johnson. He should have been on that team regardless of whether he walked off the court and shook his hand because everybody else was doing it at the same time.
Everybody was doing it. Disagree with you about him ever being better than Magic Johnson. I don't believe that.
Of course he was. Isaiah Thomas played a final game on a twisted ankle and scored.
That will make you better. That will make you better. That might make you tougher. But if you picking a team and you got first pick on guard, you're not picking Isaiah Thomas over Magic.
Look at Isaiah's numbers when he was in his prime, bro. Yeah. Isaiah was a beast. And trust me, I was a piss.
I'm not saying he wasn't good.
Okay, so at the end of his career, at the end of Magic Johnson's career, when Magic Johnson was getting older, Isaiah was a young buck. Isaiah was better than Magic.
Okay.
Roberto,
your thoughts.
Go ahead.
I just jumped into some pudding, man. I'm just listening,
I'm too young for my opinion.
We're doing basketball. Should I change my background?
No, got a couple questions on there for some basketball.
Based on what I heard, I would say yes, Isaiah did deserve to be on that team skill-wise, but there's got to be more salt there than just the walking off the court. That's just my opinion.
Between who, though? Michael Jordan?
Well, I can't recall to be exact to state where I heard it, but there was Jordan and a couple of other named players who did not want him there. That's what they stated. That's what they stated.
Yeah, that's
but
what
Michael Jordan, because he holds the most clout, obviously he's going to stick out the most. But I think even if he had a final say to say yes, it would have still been debatable because there was quite a few guys who did not want him on that team.
Yeah, but if Michael Jordan says, I'm not playing if Isaiah plays.
But I don't think he would go that far. That's the whole thing.
Yes, he
to
would.
Even think Michael Jordan would say, I'm not playing.
Absolutely.
If you guys, I say I want to.
Listen, Michael Jordan was a prick, man. Let's not act like Michael Jordan was a good dude.
I like him on the court.
That whole era, I'm sure they all were.
But I'm talking about, no, listen, Michael Jordan was on a plane with Horace Grant after they had a game and told the stewardess, Horace Grant played like shit. Don't give him no food. If you watch that documentary, there was I can't remember the player on his team. Michael Jordan rode this guy every day. Michael Jordan had fights with
no doubt.
He had fights with Paxson. Michael Jordan was a prick. And even before that came out, Michael Jordan was worried about how his image would look. So Michael Jordan has that image to the public, but in private, he's a prick.
That's a real killer instinct, man.
Yes. In his defense, his game was so wicked that they would overlook those flaws. I'm not doubting one thing you said. He's a prick. And I even will go as far to say that I heard that when he designed his shoes, he purposely raised the price so black people couldn't get them. I don't know if you remember that rumor, but that shit was going around.
I remember that.
Because listen, when he came out with that shoe and you're selling it for $300, I could tell you, unless you were selling drugs, there's no way you're having those shoes. That's why so many people wanted them off your feet because they couldn't afford those shoes, man. So I don't know if he really had a say in that, but it's very easy to start a rumor and believe it. So if you can believe it, it says a lot about his character.
That sounds like the Tommy Hilfiger rumor about
exactly. Exactly.
And I heard, and Tommy Hilfiger definitely came out on,
but for different means, right? Tommy Hilfiger didn't want to degrade his logo, his symbol. He felt that black people would bring down his status of where he wanted to go.
Well, that's
I think
alleged.
Jordan. Sorry.
That's allegedly what he said. But he came out and was like, "I didn't say that shit." And
once people believe it, it don't matter what you say. That and you can even go to the election.
And what's he gonna say on Oprah? Yeah, I said it. I don't want black people.
You can't. You're ruined for life. You're ruined for life. But black still bought his shoes because them shoes are wicked, man. Just like his game.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. I hear everything that you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, we can't act like Michael Jordan was a saint, man.
I never say he was,
because he wasn't, right? So for you to be like that,
nobody's saying that, but
no, that's what I'm saying. So Michael Jordan's not a saint, but for you to be like, well, I don't want him on the team because he didn't shake my hand 2 years ago or 10 years.
But is that the real and only reason? I don't think so. I just think he didn't like Isaiah as a person. You're a rotten little fucker. Oh, excuse my language.
No, that's it. He had hatred. He'll say it in the documentary. He hated that Piston team.
Because I'll tell you, sorry, you asked my opinion.
Team.
I know I can go back because hockey's the only thing I can really relate to as far as a competitive sport that I played. And I could tell you, there's some guys that I played against that are in the NHL that I would not play on the same team as. Because as a character, they are a piece of shit. And to know that I'm sitting in a room with you every day, knowing that, if someone skated over you, I would give him a little tap on the bum and say, thank you. I can't play with a guy like that. So, maybe, it makes you, exactly. You brought all kinds of talent to play with this guy. No one could play with him because he was an asshole. Talented guy in the world. He was an asshole. So, character plays a lot when you have that God sent. You have to have character too, man.
Well, all right. Let's go to question 2. Question number 2. There's rumor that Russell Westbrook is not happy in Houston. Where would be a logical and good fit for him to get a championship?
Can I start with this one?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely nowhere.
You stole it from me.
He does.
Andre, you're hard, boy.
You stole it right underneath me.
Wherever he goes, he's not going to win because he wants to be the number one guy, and he's not that anymore.
Yeah.
But he changed his game in Houston.
Yeah, I know he did, but he's still not the number one guy. He's leaving because he still wants to be the number one guy.
No, I think he's leaving because he knows he's not going to win a championship in Houston.
No,
That makes sense too.
I watched it today. It said because he wants to be a number one guy. He wants to be number one. He doesn't want to be number two to Harden. But I mean,
it's ironic too because he could be a number one. He could win a championship there in Houston if he just didn't want to have like a ball feeder.
They got a wrong. They ain't got the right coach. Maybe if he would stay there and Doc Rivers came there, they may have a chance. They could add another piece. But Chuck D'Antoni cannot take anyone to the promised land.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I meant
D'Antoni's gone from there though.
I know. I was responding to what he was saying.
Oh.
He's saying if he would have stayed, I said he don't have the right coach. D'Antoni cannot take anybody.
But I'm saying D'Antoni's not the coach of Houston anymore.
We know that. You're not letting me finish my statement, Anzo.
Okay, but you're talking about this year. We're talking about now. Like if he stays there, he's not being coached by D'Antoni.
He said about he could be number one if he stayed in Houston. Okay, but what I'm saying, he don't have the right coach. I say D'Antoni couldn't take him to the promised land, but if they get somebody like Doc Rivers, he stay there and listen, then he possibly could go to the promised land, to the championship.
Okay, but you're muted. You're muted.
The wrong coach, and I guess the wrong attitude, so to speak. But I think if they get another piece with Harden and him, and they get a coach, like I would give Doc Rivers a chance, even though he has blown 3-1 lead twice.
Just 3 times.
You mean like a big man? A big man would be that piece.
Any piece. Right now, you got to have two superstars and 1 star, or you got to have 3 stars, or you got to have 3 people. Two just can't do it. So they're gonna get that third player. I don't know who it would be. I think CP3 ain't gonna go back because him and Harden on mesh. But if they have to get, let's just say, Antetokounmpo, well, how the hell you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
So he went there. Those 3, that could be hell.
The only problem is
a problem for whoever playing them. That could be a problem.
Yes and no, because
maybe more of a dominant big man.
Right. Not even that. James Harden and Russell Westbrook play the same way. So if you're watching the games, it's like James Harden gets the ball, it's isolation, nobody moves. Russell Westbrook gets the ball, there's isolation, nobody moves. And in today's NBA, you have to have that type of movement. You know what I mean? That floor movement, people running around. And Westbrook's not that type of guy. So him and Harden don't work together. I just don't think they work together.
To go against what I said, him having a dominant big man in his own brain, he is the dominant big man. In his own brain, he's like 8 feet tall and dominant. So it wouldn't even matter if he had a dominant big man. He's not going to pass the ball to anybody. He's just going to be a ball hog. And you're ultimately right on. So that would have been my answer. Is he's not going to win a championship anywhere because he's just a cancer for the team.
I agree.
You said Westbrook is a cancer on the team?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, how's he going to win a championship if he can't play? I mean, even Jordan, we were talking about what a prick Jordan was. At least he let people, I don't know, be his teammate.
Well, you can't say that he don't pass because hell, he just won the doggone the thing 2 times back to back.
Triple double.
I don't know, man. Even LeBron passes.
I'm saying you got to get at least 10 assists to get that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So he passes somebody at least 10 times a game.
I think they're both doomed. I think Harden and Westbrook are both doomed. I don't think they'll ever have a ring.
I agree with you 100%.
And D'Antoni won't either. He's another person who you're absolutely right about that, Danny.
I don't know. What you call him?
He should be a college coach, man. Because they're always
coaches.
He should be a college coach. They're fast-paced and they don't play defense. So
he is the Kirkpatrick of the NBA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right.
Roberto, you didn't say much on that one?
I was listening and doing a little research. What team do I think he can go on? In all honesty, when you said none, I was thinking, and I really couldn't place him anywhere. because I'm trying to think of him as a character, not so much his game, because his game could help a lot of people. But his character, who does he suit? I would hope to send him to New York and help revive the Knicks. No?
Man, I mean, well, that's a good answer.
Because,
They don't have anybody
if
to.
he brings his stink ass attitude to New York, they'll chew him up hard over there, right? So,
well, he'd also be number one without a doubt.
and that's another one, right? So, what do you think, Danny? You don't see him with the Knicks?
They're still not winning a championship.
If he wants a championship, smart money is if Lakers get rid of Rondo, him go to the Lakers and get the championship, and then just do what the hell he want to do. If he wants just the accolades and be the number one man and be like, yay, Russ, then I agree with you. New York is the place.
Okay, because I thought that was the question. If he wants a championship, then yes, I would tell him the route is LA, because he's only going to be an A on whoever they're getting rid of. So I don't know. He could just ride the bench and come in sixth man.
Imagine him, Paul George, and Kawhi.
That could be dangerous too.
That'd be a nightmare.
Imagine.
I think that would be more of a fit than anywhere else. But I still say,
imagine Westbrook. Imagine Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Oh wait, they were on a team together and they failed.
Yeah, but they were young bucks then. They didn't really know the game.
They were young, but there.
And we still don't know how Kevin Durant gonna respond from that Achilles. That's one of the most toughest injuries to bounce back from. So remains to be seen. On paper, Kyrie and Durant look like they're gonna be hell. But
they have other people too though around on Brooklyn.
I couldn't name them.
So
regardless of anything though, I'll take him on the Spurs.
I bet you would. I bet you would.
Hey, isn't there some rumors about what's his name wanting to go to LA?
No. It's LA wants DeRozan.
That was funny. That was funny, wasn't it? That was funny, wasn't it, Josh?
Oh yeah, that he wants the Spurs after all that talk. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, he'd be great in the Spurs. It's send the Spurs. He'll do well. I mean, he would be a number one there too, though, probably, right? Because there either.
He would be.
He'd be a 1, 2, and a 3.
He could be number one there. I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I bet you would. Question number 3. If Westbrook goes to Lakers, could it be said that he is taking a page out of KD's book and going to a team that won a championship without him and doesn't really need him? Would he be cheating? Would he be creating another super team if he's to go to the Lakers? And could he be accused of doing the same thing KD did, kind of, sort of?
If that were the case, yeah, but he's not going to do that. There's no way. He's not going to the Lakers. 100%.
What makes you so certain about that?
Because I'm definitely convinced that he wants to be a number one guy, and he doesn't want anybody to. I remember we were talking about Westbrook, like about how you were saying he's an alpha male, like super alpha male, like wants to be top dog. He does not want to be in LeBron's shadow. He doesn't want to be in AD's shadow. It would make sense, like logically, and yeah, he would definitely be accused. I would accuse him. I'd be like, "Oh, you're pulling a KD," and he should if he wants to go to his ring, but he's not going to.
Yeah, but he has to decide: what does he want, the ring, or does he want to be number one? Because you want to be number one. There's a lot of teams he can go to and be number one.
Yeah, but he won't. He won't even get on the Lakers because they don't have enough to trade for him. Like his contract is too high. There's no way he can get a trade to the Lakers. Like, so that's out of the question.
What about the Clippers?
Anzo is trying to speak that shit into existence. He don't know what the Lakers can or can't. He think he know, but we don't know.
LeBron will get rid of like 6 or 7 players just to get one. You know, you've seen him do it before.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. Question number 4, then, gentlemen. Rumor is that Chris Paul does not want to go to the Lakers. Do you think he's crazy, or do you think he would be a better fit somewhere else?
Well, I'm back.
Now that's who I think is poisonous. There's something about Chris Paul I've heard from other players. I've heard commentators talk about it a lot. He kind of full of himself, so to speak. Or so I've heard. I don't know. Just go by what I've heard. I think that if he was to swallow his pride and go back to L.A. Clippers, that they could definitely make some noise because I think they need a floor general, and he is the perfect floor general. Kawhi, as good as he is, Paul George, as good as he is, they're not alpha males. They're more like betas. So I think they need an alpha male, someone who can run be the coach, so to speak, on the court. Make sure they get their spots and keep up and bring some of that mental toughness. I think that he'd be a good fit there. The Lakers, I don't know. I would go to the Lakers if I was seeing my basketball mortality and at the end of my career, that opportunity to go to the Lakers to get a ring, I would do it. But if I thought I had more basketball in me and could do it somewhere else, then I would go somewhere else.
I think he doesn't want to go to the Lakers because that route basically is too easy to go there and just make the team better. This is my outlook on it because why wouldn't you if you're just going for that ring? Because there's some guys who played on teams they probably said they would never play for, but when they see their careers going out, they want that ring. They'll go play for that team.
Yeah. What's his face did? The mailman. He played for the Lakers just last year.
That's right, but he didn't get that ring, did he?
Yeah, he tried to, but he didn't.
He's cursed, man. He's out there delivering mail, man. That shit's too heavy to lift.
You think there's any chance Westbrook is cursed?
It could be.
I think Westbrook just needs to find the right fit, man.
We see it every day. We see the other Charles Barkley. I think
love
one of
his
the best,
intensity.
better power forwards ever played. I think he deserved a ring, but Michael Jordan prevented him from getting a damn ring. Same way he did Stockton in the mailman.
Did Barkley try to go anywhere else like this new NBA?
Well, he went to 3 different teams. He got
by choice, or did he get traded?
Well, he demanded to leave Philly.
Philly
he went to the Phoenix, and then when he got done at Phoenix, he went to Houston because he tried to get with Elijah Wan and Scottie Pippen to make the big three, but they were too far at the end of their careers.
Right, but his best chance was when he was with the Suns, because that's when he went to the finals. And Jordan,
that's when they had Chambers on that team, huh?
Yeah, that was his best chance.
Those guys were dangerous.
And
I don't know if it was Chambers. I think it was Kevin Johnson.
Tom Chambers was there too.
He was on there. I thought he done retired.
And Marley.
I remember I used those guys in whatever year that was.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, not NBA Jam.
Who was the rifleman? Wasn't he
NBA
on there too?
91 or whatever it was.
I got it for my 8th birthday.
Sean Marion, you talking? No, Sean Marion was later.
My 8th birthday party.
Somebody else called a rifleman. I can't think of his name.
The rifleman. Chuck Person.
Yeah, that's it.
Chuck Person. He was there too.
Now, who was the guy in the slam dunk contest that put the blindfold on? Cedric Sabalas. He was on that team too.
Yes, Cedric Sabalas, right. Did you guys ever see when Michael Finley was Do you remember his dunk he did with the roll on the ground?
Yep, I remember that. And there was one that put like a cupcake on the back of the rim and blew it out.
Wasn't that Dwight Howard?
No.
It
was a guy that played for the Celtics. What's his name? Wasn't it Chris, something like that?
Tall dude, though.
Tall, light-skinned dude.
Yeah. I remember. I don't remember his name. I remember exactly who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, they had some old fool-ass dunks back in the day. Like, what the hell?
You see, the dunk contest went from really good then to bad, and then it's almost getting back there. But
really good. The dunk contest was bigger than the game. That shit, man. There was no internet where you could watch it over and over. If you missed, man, and you were sad if you missed.
My poor dude, man. Aaron Gordon is his name.
Yeah,
getting screwed out of it.
I have never. Never missed a slam dunk competition.
Me neither. But I think
last year's.
I think that one with Aaron Gordon and
Both of them.
Levine, I think that was both.
Yeah.
I think that one was the
I
first.
would have given him a tie. To me, it would have been a tie.
The one with Levine, that was a tie because
Yeah.
Levine has some mad hops. I don't know. He just looks like
Yeah,
he
it
does
look
it
like he can
without
jump
any
that far,
effort.
but that fool jump from the free throw line and do all that shit.
But I think that was the best dunk contest ever.
But
Yeah.
honestly, that dunk that he did was probably the baddest dunk I ever saw. When he jumped over that guy, brought the ball under his legs, and did a like it didn't even look like it was humanly possible to dunk it. You can't even really do it without a ball. He did it with a ball.
Yeah.
That should have just won it right there.
But you
If you
see,
like how Vince Carter did it's over,
It was Taco
that's the way it
Fall.
should have
Jumped
been.
over Taco Fall. He was like 7'6" or
Oh,
whatever.
that was the second.
No, that was another one. I'm talking in
yeah.
the first one.
In the first one, it was the
yeah.
mascot. It
That
was the
dunk
mascot.
was insane.
I like the
It
one
was?
too where Nate
Oh, go ahead, Danny. Sorry.
when Nate went against Dwight
Oh,
Howard.
yeah, that one was good too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that one was good too. I think that was the one that Dwight Howard did the Superman thing where he shot it in the net. I didn't like that. That ruined it for me. But I think Vince Carter has the best dunks of the dunk contest, right? But that one with Levine and Gordon, I think was the best out of all time, man.
He had more consistent dunks.
And that one you were talking about, Roberto, I love that dunk. But for me, I like the one more where the mascot was on the fucking hoverboard spinning around because he grabbed it, brought it behind his back, then went up. And I was like, oh, man.
You have to time that spin, too. With
with
the hoverboard.
You see, what Danny said is key because a lot of these NBA dunk contests, these guys are missing like I've never seen before.
I know.
And it becomes very boring to watch. But that one with Levine and what's his name? I don't think they missed one dunk. I don't think they missed one dunk.
They didn't.
And that was like insane to watch. Yeah, that was insane to watch.
I agree.
Okay. Football question time now. PFF list Tom Brady at number 3. What's PFF?
I don't know.
Pro football?
I think so. Yeah, pro football something.
And Patrick Mahomes at number 4 in the latest. They got their damn mind in the latest 2020 QB rankings. Do you think Tom Brady should be ranked higher than Patrick Mahomes?
Absolutely not.
I think if we know what PPF stands for, we might have a better
That's
understanding.
like Pro Football File or something like that.
Hold on.
Pro Football Focus.
Yeah.
Pro Football Focus? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't focused enough.
They must have didn't see last week's game.
What was it? Brady's at 3, Mahomes is at 4? What were they saying?
Who the hell is 2 and
Brady's
1? Russell and Aaron?
Russell's been throwing picks just like anybody else the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but if they're 3 and 4, who is 1 and 2?
That's a
I have
good
no idea.
It gotta be either Russell Westbrook, Aaron Rodgers, or Ben Roethlisberger. It gotta be one of those 3. It can't be nobody else.
I'm gonna go check it out now.
I think Mahomes is playing better than even Russell Wilson and everybody right now. I think he should be number 1 with that.
Right now, he is the best quarterback, playing quarterback in the NFL.
Cool. Mahomes? Absolutely.
Brady looks awful, man.
No, you know what? He looked awful. The game before, he looked like the old Brady. 4 touchdowns without effort.
No,
the game smiling and loving.
That was the Giants.
I'm talking the game. They won the game before the game Antonio came, right?
Yeah, they won the game against the Giants, but it's like, dude, like you're playing.
But they look so happy. Do you see how messed up they look when Antonio Brown was there? I'm not saying Antonio Brown's the reason. Yeah.
I'm talking about 2 weeks ago when they played the Giants, the Tampa Bay.
No, Antonio Brown came the game. They just got humiliated.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
the
bad.
game prior to that. The game prior to that, didn't Brady throw for 4 touchdowns?
I don't know, but it was no. That was the game against the Giants. If he did, they almost lost to the Giants, and that's a horrendous sin. He should be having 6 touchdowns against them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
This is after 6 weeks, so maybe I don't know where they got their list from, but I'm looking. Okay, that's not PFF. Yes, it is. That's PFF. So I'm looking at this one. This one it says after 6 weeks, they have Russell Westbrook, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. So I don't know where they got their list from, but even the one I'm looking at here.
I'll say I do blame Bruce Arians though for that loss. I mean, you're the coach, man. You're like this top tier coach. You got to get it together. You can't be losing 38 to whatever.
You're not going to win a football game running the ball 4 times.
But,
no, ask the Vikings that. They know.
That's insane. 4 times in a whole game? That's like running the ball once a quarter, man.
I'd rather be the Vikings and hand it to Dalvin Cook 70 times or whatever nonsense and win.
Listen, I think Fournette still has a bit in him, but you're not going to see out of anything. Even Dalvin Cook, if you run him 4 times, he's going to get maybe 35 yards, but then it's over if he doesn't touch the ball again, right?
Yeah. No, I agree.
So it's all on the coach, and then the coach has the nerve to be calling out Brady on TV. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know there's an oath that is kept in the locker room. When you start talking outside of the locker room, you either start losing the team or you get thrown from the team, depending on what position you're in when you're talking. But this guy does a lot of accusations on live TV with a straight face. I don't know how you could play for a guy like that, man.
Yeah, that's what they're saying on one of the sports shows I was watching. It's like Brady was being very like upset with Arians calling him out. And this is the second time.
Second time.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at it here. It says Aaron Rodgers 1, Russell Wilson 2, Tom Brady 3.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, you found it? Tom Brady 3?
Aaron Rodgers 1. That's a joke. Okay. Aaron Rodgers is definitely behind Russell Wilson and Mahomes. What are they basing that off of? Yards? Or are they basing it off of just whatever nonsense?
I don't know. It just says ranking. It doesn't really say what they're basing it on. But
obviously, it has nothing to do with interceptions because I think Mahomes of the 4 has the least thrown. So, yeah, so I know what's his name? Danny could tell you that Wilson threw maybe 5 in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
I think his interception rate is going up pretty much, but I still got him in the top 3.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going to let a few games take away from what he's done most of the time. Everybody hits speed bumps, man.
Danny, you said Russell Westbrook instead of Wilson.
I'm sorry, I keep getting them too.
Yeah, I know, right? Me too. Me too. But at the end of the day, man, I think it's Patrick Mahomes #1. He's the reigning Super Bowl MVP. You know,
in all honesty, between me and you, Anzo, you put any quarterback on that Tampa Bay team with all those weapons. Do you think you'd only score 3 points?
No.
Yeah, because Kirk Cousins fuck it up.
With all of those weapons? I don't think he has as many weapons in Minnesota.
No, that's why.
You know, I'm not a fan of
Kirk Cousins. Any quarterback on there would he score 3 points? I'm saying Kirk Cousins can fuck that up.
Yeah.
You always have to find that one, eh, Danny?
But Kirk Cousins is getting the W, though. Kirk Cousins is getting the W by not, taking the ball into his own hands and being a game manager and letting Dalvin Cook do his thing. So
I was so happy when Washington traded him. I'm
telling you, I thought I would never say this, but there was a Dallas. The silver lining I see in Dallas is that 4th string quarterback. He ain't bad. He ain't garbage.
No, he wasn't.
The guy that almost beat Pittsburgh?
Yeah, no.
I ain't saying that to say that. I'm just saying I was shocked when I was watching the highlights in the game. I was like, shit, if that would have been a better quarterback and he would have waited 3 more seconds, that receiver was open in the back end of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you see, I think we have a question later on, but I had said this like a few weeks ago that there was something about the Steelers defense that bothered me, which is them leaving the middle of the field wide open. And they did that a lot against the Cowboys. That middle of the field was wide open.
I think they kind of depend. Who was Flat Earth Joe?
No idea.
Oh, that's cool. Sorry. I didn't. You can change my name if you want, but I jumped in a stream yesterday about some people.
You like you look at your phone and you don't recognize the number.
Yeah,
almost
in your pocket.
If you click the three dots next to the person's name, it'll actually tell you who they're. If they're signed up with StreamYard, it'll tell you who they are.
All right.
But I'll worry about it when I get home. I'll change. I think my name's right on my computer, but oh well. What are we talking about?
I already switched it. We're going to the next question, which is question number 6. Jerry Jones is missing drafting Trevor Lawrence for Dak. Do you think the Cowboys should draft a QB?
I hate talking about Dallas, but be it the injury that Dak suffered, I would safeguard myself and get a quarterback.
Yeah, they don't have to. They don't have to worry about Trevor Lawrence because the Jets will definitely get him because they'll be
number one, right?
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Not if they take the rest of the season. Not if they take the rest of the season.
What's that?
Not if they take the rest of the season and Dallas give them some number 1 picks or whatever. Who they got to build on?
The Jets are so bad, it's already too late.
Well, Jets have 1 win. Cowboys have how many? What? 3?
Jets have no wins.
They don't have any wins.
Huh?
They don't have any wins.
Oh yeah, the Jets have no wins. Yeah, I thought they got the. I thought they got a win.
They sent him that email. Hey, listen, we told you we ain't winning this game, so throw that interception, make it look good.
Adam Gase is still the coach. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
If I was Trevor, I'd play another year. I'd be damn.
Yep, I would stay another year too. I was going to ask, is he eligible for another year of college? Because if he is, I would stay.
I don't know. He got his ring. He got his Heisman. What else do you want? Now get out of there. Go in the NFL. Get your money.
Fuck that. I'm not going to no damn cold ass New York and play for no sorry ass team. It's one thing to go somewhere cold.
You remember the good old days? You remember the good old days when people would when players actually coming out of college would tell them, "No, I don't want to sign with you."
Yeah, I mean, a few players did that. Not much. Oh, you know what I mean? But
it's all about the money.
But I'm kind of like on the fence with Josh. Like, you know what I mean? Back in the day, because what if he waits another year and just go another 16-0?
What if he has a crazy injury that ruins his entire career, and that's the end of that, and he gets no money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you go with it, man, and you play out your rookie contract there, and then show what you can do.
If he goes to the Jets and ends up lowering his value, where no one's going to want him.
I mean,
that could happen.
No, it can happen. No, it can happen. But I mean, if he's playing and he can perform, you know what I mean. Regardless,
look what they did to Rosen. They're always just now the new NFL. That guy Rosen drafted number 1. Mm-hmm. Now they got rid of him, brought in Kyle Murray. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the new NFL. If you don't produce, we got to look towards our future, and if we don't see anything in a year, you're gone.
I mean, they don't.
Okay, they don't wait for you anymore. It doesn't matter what your opinion as a new player, as a rookie coming in, of the team you're dealt, like the Jets, for instance. I mean, it wouldn't be fair if he went, 2-14 next year, but they're still going to judge him by it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could be the greatest quarterback in some of these teams. You're just not going to get a good year out of it. I mean, I don't know if it's totally Donald. I can't even say it. What's it? The Jets quarterback.
Sam Darnold.
It's
Donaldson or
no, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yeah, we call him.
You got it right, Josh. Don't worry, some of us heard you.
You know.
Sam Mono, was that it?
What was it? Who? Yeah, Sam Darnold. That's it. Yeah. It's not his fault that the Jets are that crappy. It's not entirely not his fault, but you can't blame it all on him. But he's gonna end up losing his job this year probably because the coach was brought in to make him look good, and they're both failing. So
rarely do they bring in a coach. Rarely do they bring in a coach to help a quarterback. Usually, a coach wants their own quarterback.
The coach came in because he was supposed to be a QB whisperer. That's even what they say. And I don't care what you think about it. it's not working out. But I don't know if it's fully his fault. I mean, the Jets are just a mess. But the same thing's going to happen is if you draft a quarterback and you don't produce immediately, you're the one that gets thrown under the bus.
No, I agree.
Everybody,
100%. But I mean, whoa, my bad.
Everybody blames Adam.
What the hell?
Everybody who's in New York knows it's his fault specifically.
Right. That's what I'm saying, right? So that's what I'm saying. So if he comes out and even if he shows potential, right? Even though the team is trash, at least he has that potential. Maybe a team will pick him up as a backup, try and groom him, and then boom, put him in there if something happens, you know?
And side note, I think Trevor Lawrence is better than most of these quarterbacks like Darnold and Baker Mayfield and all the whatever.
I like that Fields kid.
They're just not NFL proven for me to say they're better than anybody.
Sure.
Because college is college, right?
Sure.
I agree.
When they get up in the NFL, that shit just elevates dramatically. So you see some guys get drafted number 1 and disappear.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, whole different styles of play and everything.
I'm sure it was Flash.
The organization has a lot to do with where these guys go. If they're not, treated and bred the right way and put in a good system, they're just led to fail.
Mm-hmm. That also remember too, like
I would have my agent working on getting me. If I was Trevor, I'd have my agent working very, very hard on getting me off of that Jets list. It's one thing to play in a team that sucks. It also is another thing to play with a team that sucks and the weather sucks. And it'll be cold as fuck in football season in New Jersey. So
we live in Montreal. We can't even use that argument.
Well, I'm just saying.
The way things are looking.
I'm like, it's really? Is that cold?
With that.
You know where he may like to play is North Dallas. Weather's usually pretty nice there, and the way things are looking.
Already.
You're gonna talk about that for 5 minutes before you get on here. So
I'm sorry, we're talking about the top 5 like draft picks, right? Like Terrence Lawrence, right?
No,
who's going to be up there is Dallas. Dallas is going to be in play to draft Terrence Lawrence.
Right now, they have 6%.
Terrence Lawrence. You're talking about Trevor.
6%.
Whatever, Trevor Lawrence, whatever his name is. Who gives a shit?
That was the question.
You should have. You want a quarterback?
Gives a shit.
That was
y'all are in desperate need of a quarterback right about now.
Right, but Jerry Jones said he's not thinking about drafting a quarterback. So that was the question.
Okay.
Unless you guys give up some first-round trades, you have about as much chance of getting him as winning a Super Bowl.
Why?
Jerry Jones going to do?
Because they said you have a 6% chance, and they based that on the season. Right now, the Jets have almost solidified that number 1 pick. So unless you negotiate with the Jets, you guys ain't getting it. There's another team that has a better percentage than Dallas. Dallas, I believe, had the third best chance of getting Trevor Lawrence. I don't remember who the second team
I don't
was.
want him anyways. I want that. I like that Fields kid from OSU.
I don't know him, but the Jets.
So you don't want a Heisman Trophy quarterback? That's what you tell me.
No, not that one. No.
You crazy?
I don't know. The Jets are competing for the Trevor Lawrence lottery, and Dallas is competing for a division win. So,
I mean, do you want to go through the list of Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks that suck? How about Baker Mayfield?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds.
Start there.
yeah, Johnny Manziel.
Because he has a
Tim
Heisman
Tebow.
doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow. Let me try to think. Tim Couch is probably in there. I don't know if you want a Heisman.
There's a lot of them that never made it, and
Matt Leinart.
Yep.
He was garbage. Well, Matt Leinart was mediocre. He was
Garbage.
mediocre.
He came out because he was on US. I mean, like, I think him being on with USC and Reggie Bush and all that, like, he shouldn't have been anywhere near there.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is question what?
Going backwards, bro. No, 7.
Yes.
Did we already do this one, or we didn't do this?
Yeah, that
one?
was the one.
Yeah, that's the one we were just talking about.
Okay. Number 7. With the Steelers having problems with the Cowboys, do you still think they are Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
They just better tighten up because if Dallas
What
gave
up,
them
Flash?
trouble, I sure don't know what the hell they're gonna do. They gotta face Baltimore or anybody like that because
They almost lost against Baltimore. They almost lost against the Cowboys, but they're still
They're the number one
one
team in
of,
the
if
NFL.
not the best team in the AFC right now.
They
That was
almost
a trap.
They are the number one team in football.
they
It was a
almost
trap
lost
game.
Yeah, it was a trap game. Absolutely was a trap game.
Wait, who said it was a trap game last week on the show?
I
I
did.
wasn't here.
As did I. I said it too. I agree with you.
I think
Nobody
we did,
chose,
but we still
but
went
nobody
with
chose
Steelers.
Dallas, right?
Fuck no.
No.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's
They
a
almost
trap
lost
game.
to Baltimore. They almost lost to Titans, and now they almost lost to the Cowboys. And like I said earlier, I noticed that their defense, they leave that field wide open. I think they're depending a lot of their pressure on the front line to get to the quarterback before he can make that plays. But if they can't get to the quarterback, which I think they had a pretty hard time doing with the Cowboys,
I don't know why.
that field kept being because they lost their, I think it's either their right tackle or their left tackle. And he was the one that was doing like most of the pressure on the quarterback, right? Opening up the lane for
But the Cowboys lost, I don't know, their left tackle, their left guard, their center, their right tackle. In fact, they lost the backup to the left tackle and the back. I mean, like, one tackle. Like,
yeah, but you also got to understand too. The Cowboys are a team that the Steelers play like once every 2 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So those type of games, they don't always plan out like they're supposed to. So
yeah, you usually rely on talent versus talent in those situations rather than scheme versus scheme. So if that's what happened,
that like Danny said, that fourth ring quarterback wasn't bad.
oh yeah, no, yeah, you're talking about the second coming.
Yeah, whatever his name was.
that, yeah, he's snap famous. That's him. That's quarterback.
Yeah, right.
Damn, I have no idea what his name is.
Exactly.
He's snap finger famous. Yeah. That's him.
That's him.
That's his name.
Oh, Daniel, I don't know what you are smoking, bro, but please give me some of that.
You're well,
Should
like
the
now,
Eagles have
maybe.
kept Nick Foles over Carson Wentz? I would have said last year, yes, but now he's not looking so good in Chicago, so I don't know.
He didn't look too good in Jacksonville either.
And that's the answer. Next topic.
I don't know. I don't know either.
You know, it's easy to say shitty or this or that, but I mean, with both teams not doing so great, you know what I mean? I think Chicago's doing a little bit better than Philly.
Because they have an awesome defense and Khalil Mack and all this great stuff. And they're barely squeaking it out.
And they're not in the NFC East.
That is correct.
Sure. Better watch out for the Vikings in that. They're going to sneak up right behind the Bears easily, you know.
Oh, Miami is getting their shit
Hey,
together.
fellas, y'all keep talking.
Oh, yeah.
I better help my wife with the groceries. I'll be right back.
No problem.
Yeah, Miami too, man. Yeah. Well, I was saying that before. I said that a couple weeks ago. I'm like, dude, look out for Miami. But it wasn't because of Tua, though. I thought Fitzmagic would still be in there, but Tua's looking like he's doing even better. So, yeah, man.
Yep, I agree with that.
But
what was that question?
Wentz and Nick Foles. Yeah, they're both trash.
Gilbert, that was the
Wentz is trying, man. Wentz is really trying. He's really
I think
trying.
Wentz is like a Bronco that needs to be bucked. This guy just does things that you just say, "Why, man?" You know, like why? I think he showed signs that he is a good quarterback. I was getting scared. I won't lie. In the beginning, I was like, "How the fuck Philly get a quarterback like this, man? Big guy." He reminded me a little of Ben Roethlisberger. Would I be wrong in saying that in the beginning?
No, you would not.
Wait, in what sense though? Like style wise?
Big guy, mobile,
like diet,
strong arm.
Oh,
no, that's not what he does off the record.
He didn't have the same size as how big is Carson Wentz? Is he?
He's not looks like a big guy on the field.
Hold on, I'll find out.
He's like a big guy, but with a good diet compared to. Ben.
Look, I'm not saying
maybe
he's in the
that's why I
same
don't.
caliber.
Maybe
Don't
Ben
get
has
me
more
wrong.
weight.
I didn't say he's in the same caliber as Roethlisberger.
No,
I
no,
said
no,
he
no.
reminds me of a Roethlisberger.
No, but I
That's
meant like
all.
style wise, as far as
Fine.
like his. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
But
the
I meant
fact
like
that
his
he's
deep passing,
big,
or his,
mobile,
that type.
When
of
he
thing.
first came out, he was scary, and then he got hurt, and then he was never really the same since.
hmm
That's my opinion of Wentz, and I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of the Eagles.
Okay.
Now,
How
the
should you
team
be?
that never really bothered me
shouldn't
is
be.
starting to bother me. The fucking Giants.
yeah,
Well,
so
what are
he's
they
6'5".
doing? Danny
Fuck, they seem
Dimes?
to be the only two little pegs they could put under their chair to say that they have something to say they're a little higher than yesterday.
Carson
Washington.
Carson
I have a
Wentz
good
is
topic.
5', 237
6'5"?
Yeah,
That's a big boy.
237
How
pounds.
tall is Roethlisberger? Isn't he 6'5"?
I'll tell you now. Yeah,
I think Roethlisberger's 6'6".
He's-
He's 6'5".
No.
He's just heavier.
He's 347 hamburgers stacked
Oh my
vertically.
god. Dear Christ. Hey, I do have a topic though. Can we like change the entire landscape of the playoffs so that's like the team with the best record? This way we can get rid of like the entire NFC East. Sorry, just
No.
yeah.
Doesn't work
It's just
like
one
that,
team
man.
from the NFC East. It's
Does
just one of
not
those
work
years.
like
You
that.
shouldn't be one team from the NFC East. It shouldn't
So,
be.
so
Same thing
Are you
happened with Seattle.
suggesting that? Are you suggesting that the top people in each division win unless they have a losing record, and then we substitute the best record next to whatever else?
No,
No,
I'm
fuck
suggesting
that.
Well, I mean,
No,
you
well,
just said
that's the only logic I took from what Josh said. Because if you're going to eliminate the NFC East because of their record, who are you putting in their place? Obviously,
I was being
you're being a smartass. Just
I
say
was
it.
being a smartass,
because
but
who's
it
your
is
team? Who is their team?
Oh no, the Patriots. But
Okay,
yeah, the
I
Patriots
recall when I was younger, the only thing that was surprising is how much snow came down in your area, the Patriots back in the day. You guys sucked shit for the longest time. You and Buffalo. So now that you got those 6 championships, now I can see
Now you want to change the landscape.
Hated.
Dude, wait. Everybody
I never really
in the
hated
division.
the Patriots.
No,
I never really hated the Patriots, right?
Wait, but what does it have to do with my thing, though? My thing
No,
of being
because this is a
smartass.
comment. You see, we have to take what team you represent. So that's a smart-ass remark coming from New England towards Washington and Dallas and Philly and New York. That's an insult.
It's just the worst division I've ever seen. Ever.
But I've seen that in the AFC. I've seen that in the AFC. I've seen many teams make the playoffs in the AFC back in the day.
Just one last thing before you go, Chris. I just wanted to say Big Ben is 6'5", 240 pounds.
Okay.
They're exactly the same.
I'm sorry,
right?
what did you just say?
More or less.
Exactly.
You heard me.
240 pounds?
Yes.
Are you looking like when he came out of college?
No.
You may want to get an update on that. There's no way he's 240 pounds.
240 pounds, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
200.
Have you ever seen 240 pounds?
I'm looking at it right now. Pro Football Reference.
Going back on this New England thing, what's New England's record right now?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? They don't belong in the playoffs.
Whoa,
They don't belong in the
that
playoffs
wasn't
either.
the question.
That's totally.
That wasn't the question. What's their record right
That's
now?
not why I brought it up.
What's
I already
their
told
record
you.
right now?
I just told you 2-5. They don't belong in the playoffs
Okay.
either.
Well,
Or
you
3 and
can't
5.
throw
I'm sorry,
shade.
excuse
You
me.
can't throw shade at the NFC East if they're 2-5. You just can't do that.
Well, no, I can because the Patriots aren't going to the playoffs. One of those teams from the NFC East is.
That's the
They're
rules.
representing the
That's
division.
how it's set
That's
up.
why I asked if we should change it. That was my
That is a
question.
legitimate point. That is a legitimate point.
Why?
Well, then I told you. Then what I asked. Well, then what I asked. Wait, what I asked of your question is legitimate too, which is, are you suggesting that if there's a chance that all teams in the division are have a losing record, do we take the next? Let's say a team is 9 and. What is it? 9 and 7, right? 9 and 7.
This is why I didn't understand your question.
Okay. You eliminate the East, the NFC East, because of their records, because nobody's going to have a winning record this year. So do we go to the other divisions and look for the next best record that is right under the people who want or who are in the playoffs? So let's say, okay, that's what I was asking. So
because
yes,
they're a wild card. Think about that. There's going to be wild card teams that have like 11-5 or 10 and whatever records, and they're not getting into the playoffs. One of those teams in the NFC East will represent the playoffs.
But when you have divisions, that always happens. Because I remember a day when the NFC dominated football and the AFC sucked shit. Wasn't there shit AFC teams that made the playoffs under 500?
Yes.
And one more thing.
Why wasn't these comments made? Why don't we abolish? Because I remember at one point the AFC was just something to watch. There was nothing coming out the AFC except Pittsburgh and maybe Denver. So why didn't we get rid of all the other teams that suck shit back then when they were making the playoffs under 500? That's my question.
No, I agree. I don't think that it's right.
So then you throw in a concession in the playoffs. Then what you want is a rule that states that you must have at least a 500 record to make it to the playoffs.
That makes no sense.
Here's a better question. Do you think that it's embarrassing that one of these teams will be 5 and whatever and make the playoffs? Do you think it's embarrassing for the league?
No, not at all. It's the way the league. No, it's not the first time it's happened.
Are those teams?
No, I know it's not the first time it's happened.
And they could actually go farther in the playoffs and make it exciting, upsetting, like the NCAA tournament. You have teams that are called what are they called?
Cinderella teams.
Cinderella teams, and the more they win, the more exciting it gets. They shouldn't be there, but when they get there, they change things. So let's just say a team that has
Dallas Cowboys,
the Philadelphia Eagles make the playoffs, right? The Philadelphia Eagles could knock off Minnesota on a good day. They could knock off maybe New Orleans on a good day. So, it is what it is. You can't judge.
It sounds good what you're saying, but I would be pretty pissed off if I was a team that went undefeated and the team that came in and 1-2 for whatever reason was even allowed in there and beat.
Yeah, why are you pissed off? You should have won the game.
Pissed off at my teammates saying, you guys should be embarrassed that we lost. I want to trade. I want to trade.
Yeah.
because sometimes
they beat us.
Because sometimes teams have your number. As great as New England was in Miami had their number. So let's just say hypothetically it went some kind of way, whatever, and then Miami is this Cinderella team and it gets your number. It ain't because you wasn't better, but it just some teams have your number more so than others.
And like Cinderella,
you're not better than that team.
And like Cinderella, it's only for one night. Then they turn to a pumpkin again the next week, man.
But if you're always constantly,
that's just the way it is.
For example,
I see it in all kinds of sports.
Right.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying, for example, no one is saying the Giants are better than the Patriots, but the Giants head-to-head are better than the Patriots. So technically, they are a better team when they play head-to-head against the Patriots, right? Steelers won the championship as a wild card seed. So you never know what can happen. You know what I mean? You can have that 5 and team come in and wreck shit up. They hit their groove when they get into the playoffs, make it to the Super Bowl. Makes it more interesting.
Guess what? You see with the Cowboys.
Divisional games are so big. That's why divisional games become so big. If you do what you're saying, you're going to take away that divisional camaraderie.
That is correct.
You can't do that.
What kind of divisional camaraderie? We ain't got no damn camaraderie with the Cowboys or no damn
Cowboys forever. But every time we play the Cowboys, me as a fan, when we lose to the Giants, I'm only pissed because we played a really bad game. Not so much that they beat us, but when we lose to Dallas, the whole reason I'm a Washington fan is because of that camaraderie with Dallas.
Fuck. You're using the wrong word. It might be rivalry.
Rivalry.
Damn camaraderie.
Thank you, Danny. You should have corrected me. You're a Washington fan too.
Oh, shit. I hate them suckers. I ain't got no camaraderie with them. I hate your monkey ass. That's what I hate.
That's just because you have hate in your heart, Danny. I just have love for you. You have hate.
Boom.
Now you can understand why I hate the fucking Lakers.
Boom, boom, boom.
And
boom,
side note,
boom, boom.
if you were referencing the Patriots and like how I still feel
prove my
about it,
point.
no, they don't belong there either. They don't belong. As you'll
So you're
find
not-
out, I'm not unbiased.
So you're not saying get rid of the NFC East, whatever, just so that the Patriots can sneak in there, right?
No, I'm saying
I
that
never-
because it's
I
an
never
embarrassment to like. I don't know.
It's
I just
not.
think it's an embarrassment.
It's not.
I'm sorry.
Embarrassment now, and it wasn't before. That's
Yeah.
my
Well,
word.
You know what was an
Wait,
embarrassment?
No, it was before. It should have been before. It should have always been changed. Should have
Was
been
it
the highest
embarrassing?
team,
Was it embarrassing when a team went
oh,
16-0, won all the playoff games, made it to the Super Bowl, and then lost to the fucking like
Eight
the
and something.
Giants? Yeah, 8 and
Yeah.
something Giants. Yeah, 8. Well, no, like 9-7
I
Giants,
agree.
Mhm.
I
who
agree,
they
man.
beat a few weeks earlier.
I
That's
agree.
what you're. That's what
I
you're asking
agree.
to take
It is.
away.
It is shameful.
No,
I
you-
agree,
no.
man.
Listen, you're trying to, but it's not an embarrassment to the league. In fact, it was one of the most celebrated Super Bowls ever because of the underdog. You're trying to take that away by saying, like, if they don't have a winning record, then they don't deserve a chance, even though they won the division. No, it's not
I agree.
embarrassing. What's
Yeah, but
embarrassing
9
is
and
that
7.
attitude.
Oh my god.
I think they can modify
9 and 7 is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think they can modify it, and I'm going to use the NBA because you know how for years it used to be the East versus the West. Well, sometimes all the best players are on the West, and vice versa. Now, like when they get it down, where they have the best two
I hate
vote
it.
getters, and they get to choose like a pickup game. Now
I
I know you
hate
can't. I know you can't do that in the NFL, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying the way the NBA modified it for the fans, well, some of the fans that like it, I like that process. Maybe they could do something to maybe modify this. I mean, I kind of sort of agree with what y'all saying about the underdog thing. I see that, but I also see Josh's point too. So I'm kind of torn. I'm kind of in the middle.
But isn't that just for the All-Star game?
No, it
Yeah,
is for the
I know. I was using it as an example.
Oh.
How for years they did one set format. Then when the fans say no, we tired of that because this ain't always fair. Then they did something to change it and make it more fan friendly. I'm saying maybe the NFL could do the same thing if enough fans was to send in emails saying, "Look, we tired of this." But I will also finish by saying I agree with what y'all saying about the Cinderella concept. That's cool. Like Pittsburgh won with the wild card, but I also can see some points that Josh was saying. So I'm kind of in the middle on this particular question.
Got you. I personally, I like the way it is, and just like the NBA playoffs, I liked the East versus West. I hate this picking teams and picking players on the team. I don't like that. I want East versus West. Let's see which division, conference, whatever, has the best players. That's what I like. I don't like
I
this.
think for so long, West was just like
They've been dominating for so
Yeah.
long.
But that's what most people think.
It's a long stint. I remember back in the day when the East
was
Yeah.
used to
dominant.
humiliate the West,
No, but what I'm saying
But
is,
it has shifts.
but even that, go back and watch, man. There were times where the West was dominant, and the one with Allen Iverson, they were not favored to win that one. And Allen Iverson came back from 40 down and beat fucking the West team, bro. That's what I like.
Did they change the purpose of why they're playing this game? Because I can remember one time watching the NBA All-Star game, and always the second half it became more serious. The first half you saw some zero defense.
Okay, the first half,
really,
that game was an exhibition game. I'm glad you asked that. And for the first half, it's more like see exciting stuff. Then when it comes to the third and fourth quarter, they would play a little bit more because whoever wins get a higher paycheck.
Yeah.
But like 2 years ago, it was just crazy. They almost scored 200 points. And so everybody's like, man, there is no defense. Nobody want to see this right here, all these stunts for a doggone 4 quarters. So now they change it. So they want to play more defense now because the fans and the commentators and everybody else is like, this is just crap. Nobody wants to see a 200 scored game. So that's why it's more competitive now. And I think they raised the
Games are
purse
still
too.
200.
Huh?
The game was still like in the 200s. It was like
I'm
180.
talking back in the day, it was more
The last
competitive.
year's All-Star game was like 180 something to 180 something, man. the games are still high. They're still not playing that much defense. I don't like the fourth quarter where it's the first team to score 25 points. I don't like that.
Something changed. Something changed that it's not the same as it used to be. The outcome, like I think it was something. Yes, they got a little more money, but if it started, they would start in the West. If the West won the All-Star game, you know what I mean? When you said it was East versus West,
Yeah.
wasn't it that if the West won the All-Star, if it came down to the NBA Finals, it would start in the West. So it's a game. It's 7 series, right?
No, it was always the team with the best record gets home.
What is the question right now?
No, right now we got into basketball playoffs.
Okay.
As always.
But my thing.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with basketball?
Hey, basketball's starting up again.
My thing was, you didn't have to do that. You know what you do to make these games better? The dunk contest. You put $1 million down. Winner gets $1 million.
They don't give a shit about $1 million.
The All-Star game. You put, let's say, I don't know, $3 million down.
Okay.
Right? The winning team splits $3 million. I can guarantee you that whole game will have defense.
I don't know, man, because some of that's chunk change for some of them players.
Yeah, but some of them it's not. I mean, they like that money, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying for most people in there are all-stars, so all-stars got pretty decent contracts.
They do, but still, that's free money.
Yeah,
extra.
that might would help.
$1 million to win a dunk contest. You see, when the dunk contest used to go on, there used to be 8 participants. Now there's only 4. I can't stand that. I'm like, no, put it back to 8. Right. Have round 1, round 2, and round 3.
I don't think they cut it. I just don't think that many players are signing up anymore.
No, they changed it. They keep changing it every year. It's the NBA that's doing that.
The hardest part for me though is like I can't figure out the button combination, and it's not available to like practice.
Thank you.
I think baseball had it where if you won the All-Star game, your conference got to get home field in the finals.
Too good.
Okay.
So
yeah,
so that's a big incentive. Something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it is. Give them a reason to play the game a little more intense.
What question were we on? 6 or 7?
No, we're past that. I think we're on like 9.
We haven't had this one.
Yeah, here we go.
we didn't have this one there.
Lamar Jackson alluded to Ravens offense being predictable. Do you agree with him? Not necessarily. I agree. I attribute his not stellar performances because them defensive coordinators studied his ass on the offseason, and now they got things in place to stop him from being such a dominant runner. So he just got to change and modify his game. That's all that is. If you're going to be a running quarterback, you're going to be very successful that first year because no one has seen you. So they don't have a scheme for you. But guess what? The defensive coordinators get paid on the offseason to sit down and study your ass and put the best things in place to alter your game. So he
it's not just
something different.
It's not just running quarterbacks either, also throwing. Like once they have tape on you, they'll know if like you prefer to throw from to the left, from the right side, or and everything else. Like it's just because everyone has tendencies.
The reason I say that because the most of running quarterbacks, they're successful their first 1 or 2 years, like RG3, Cam Newton, now Lamar, and what's the other guy?
There was Vince Young.
Left hand Thor for
Vince Young,
Michael Vick.
Well,
Michael Vick. It was the Michael Vick show when he first came out, but I think he might be the exception to the rule because they couldn't see.
Also, Cam Newton. Cam Newton won an MVP and made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the year they came after, they start laying their wood on Cam Newton, and I think it messed him up. On top of him losing the Super Bowl the way he did, because and some of this I think he brought on himself because
he's a big target too.
All that dapping and all that kind of celebrating stuff. Some players said, "Okay, you want to do all this Superman stuff, and we're going to show you Superman." So I think they had some kryptonite laced in their shoulder pads. Because to me, that would seem like what kind of hurt him.
And we got to remember too, right? Because of the New Orleans Saints, we know that teams were putting bounties on players. You know what I mean? So let's not just think it was the New Orleans Saints that were doing that. I'm pretty sure every single team was doing that. So it's like, okay, this guy has been running all year long. You know what I mean? I'm putting a $5,000, $10,000, whatever, $20,000. If you sack him, how many times? Whoever gets the most sacks on him. You know what I mean? So
Those are what you call incentives.
yeah.
But
By the
are
way-
they sanctioned? Are they sanctioned though? I don't think it's legal.
But you keep it in the locker room, right? You keep it in the locker room.
That shit ain't gonna stay in the locker room.
Real quick, like Cam Newton.
Long time.
Cam Newton, he didn't get the MVP until his 5th year in the season. Like you're talking about, like, oh no, they figure out, like, you come out and they don't really know what you're doing. Yeah, it was 5 years before he got his MVP.
but I'm saying that was
RG3
his
RG3 was
breakout.
injured. RG3 got his leg fucked
Okay.
up because of the coach. Like,
But let's remember one thing, all right? Cam Newton could pass the ball, and he had Steve Smith, who was that long bomb threat that was always catching those balls for him. Because if you look at that year he won MVP, I believe Steve Smith was leading the league in touchdowns, receptions, and all of that shit, right? So
all I'm saying is that it's not just the running quarterbacks that get figured out. It's all the quarterbacks, because they all have tendencies, you know, and the defense, well, they will scheme it to where they will force you in a position that you're not comfortable with. If you're not comfortable throwing to the right, they're going to make sure that they take everything away that you can throw on the left. Like, that's just, it's not just running quarterbacks, it's quarterbacks in general. That's why, like, you'll see when quarterbacks come in, let's take this Gilbert kid. You know what I mean? Like, now they have tape on him and they can kind of get a better feel about what his tendencies are, what he enjoys, like, I mean, what he does well, and then they're going to try to take that away. It's not just running quarterbacks. That's just how it is for.
I think
go ahead.
It's about
I think
adaptability.
it's more prevalent for running quarterbacks because last year all we could see from Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, you started talking. I just wouldn't want to go over you. It's about adaptability. You see it with Deshaun Watson, and you're starting to see it with Lamar Jackson. I think it's adaptability. If they were to learn how to adapt and change what they do, then they'd probably be okay. I mean, I'm not sure if that's going to be possible, but yeah.
Well, they got to run the plays that they're giving, Chris.
I understand that, but the thing is you also had who doesn't trust their quarterback? I guess maybe does he not have the ability to option out of a play? I mean, you have to give your coach a reason to believe that if you do something, it's for the right reason. He's sitting here right there, right about ready to take the snap, and he's literally pointing and going like, well, they know what we're going to do. They know what we're going to do. What? He cannot change the play? Is that the thing? Is he, or do they know everything?
By the way, last year, his passing, he threw for 3,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions.
Who?
He can pass.
Who?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, we're
He's
not
not just
saying
a running
that, but I'm saying his bread and butter was his legs, though. Most of the time when I saw the highlights last year, I'm not saying
highlights,
he didn't
yeah.
know that. You
Yeah,
saw
of
the
course, the
highlights
highlights.
and the games. Most of the time he was spinning, running on somebody, scoring touchdowns. All I'm saying is that over this past summer, the defensive coordinators said, okay, he may beat us in the pocket because it's more, to me, it's harder to stop a pocket passer than it is a running quarterback. We're gonna stop this run shit. We don't. I'm tired of seeing him run over us, making us look stupid. That's the argument that I'm saying is that they have eliminated a big portion of his skill set. So
Well,
I think
I
that's
have another-
also. I think that's also in the passing game. I think it's about the tendencies in the passing, not just the running. Like,
I have another.
like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Why couldn't they figure them out?
they're better quarterbacks. They're once in a generation quarterbacks.
I have a theory about this. One, that's a good point Mad makes, that there are certain quarterbacks out there, it's just they're that good. But I think there's enough of this style of quarterback out there right now, the run and gun type quarterback, that defenses are now realizing, okay, we're going to have to really study up on how to stop these types of quarterbacks because there's enough of them out there now. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I say that about Patrick Mahomes because I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I think, is quietly having a really good year, but he's not having that year like last year where people are going, what the hell? He has a few of those plays, but people are starting to realize we've got. I mean, they're containing him in the pocket more this year than they did last year. That's because they know they have to do that. And so I think there's enough of the quarterbacks out there right now. There's enough of this style of quarterback that defenses over the offseason, and then mix in the fact that we didn't have a preseason or anything like that. So the things are different this year in a way that the mix of those two things it's going to make it, a little harder on these guys. And it's starting to show. Deshaun Watson's just having not the year everybody thought he was going to have.
Well, that's more because of the franchise.
I don't think that's him. I think
for.
I agree with that. It ain't him.
I think they want his arm to come a little more effective, to be something more like a Kyle Murray. Because Murray, Jackson. That the only thing you're complaining about is that was last year. We're talking now. We're talking now because look, I don't have a problem with Jackson's game, but everybody else seems to, and all they make reference to is his running. That's his skill set. Now, if you want to make him more dangerous, add on to his skill set. If there's only two games where I saw he looked obvious, was the Pittsburgh game and the Kansas City game. Pittsburgh, it was blatant that he was going to run, because I think they stopped him behind the line. How many times? On 4th downs? They stopped him maybe 2-3 times. Mm-hmm. You would know better than me, Onzo. That game to me that I watched, that's where I got nervous for the Ravens, where they got to change up because Pittsburgh dominated them on defense.
Well, that's exactly it, because the last play was a run to get in the touchdown by him, and they
did you see those two linebackers? They knew it.
They
knew it. That's why I'm saying. Why did you do that play? Because it was evident as day that you were going to do it, and you're disrespecting a defense that's well respected. Mm-hmm. So, good on you that you got stopped, because you didn't deserve it. It was obvious to anyone watching that you were going to run.
Because the best way to win with some of these running quarterbacks is take away their run. And if you can beat them by the pass, then good for you. But you're not beating us with your legs. And that's what they will tell you. Like, that's what all these coaches will tell you when it comes to a running quarterback.
There's that saying, pick your poison.
For years, they did that with John Elway. And John Elway finally got smart enough that he learned how to adapt his game to where he became more of a passing quarterback. Listen, you can say what you want, Matt. He ran and he would screw people up with the play option. He did that so often, but they just never could win a Super Bowl. And then he really focused in and became more of a throwing quarterback. Of course, he was getting older, and then he won 2 in a row because he focused in on what people didn't expect him to do, and he became a much better quarterback.
Unpredictable.
And because he could still run that ball, but he just didn't do it when people thought he would.
Who are we talking about?
Do you think it may have something to do with the Hall of Fame running back Terrell Davis coming to the team?
You can say what you want. It doesn't matter. It changed his game. His game changed. Therefore, it elevated what he became.
I'm just saying, I think that having a Hall of Fame running back come to your team is going to change your game.
You say Hall of Fame running back. He wasn't a Hall of Fame running back when he was there. He became that.
No, he was a Hall of Fame. Yeah, the Hall of Fame doesn't take into account your last season. Do you know how the Hall of Fame works? You have to do something as a career, right?
You have to do a myriad of things to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's not that I don't know that. That's not the point. The point is you want to take that away from John Elway, that's fine. But John Elway, it wasn't
not
just
taking
because
it away
of that.
from John Elway.
Well, then why are you even bothering saying that? Because
that's
huge. My point is John Elway changed his game, and I don't care about the running back. I'm not talking about the running back.
They played the running back played a huge part for them.
A quarterback has got to change their game if people figure it out.
I don't know why you're yelling.
I love
it. You're not listening.
I'm listening. It's just I don't agree with you whatsoever.
No, you don't agree with anything, and that doesn't bother me. No. Here's the thing. The fact of the matter is, if a quarterback doesn't change his game when this shit starts to happen,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. No. I'm sorry.
If a quarterback doesn't change their game when shit goes the wrong way, and people start figuring them out, then that's on them. If they change their game, then people don't understand it. They got to relearn it. That's how a quarterback continues to be a good quarterback. They don't just sit back and say, "Oh, this is what I've always been. I'm going to stay this way."
No one's saying that at all.
Tom Brady, over all these years, I guarantee you, go back and look at tape. He has changed his game fundamentally every 3 to 4 seasons. There's something he has changed about his game,
but it's not
made him a better quarterback.
It's not just one element, though. Is what you're missing.
No, it isn't. But it is an element on him.
Do I not get a chance to talk? I let him talk.
No, because you're not listening
the entire time. I did listen.
You do this a lot. You do this a lot. You say whatever I say doesn't make sense. It does make sense. If a quarterback doesn't change their game, it doesn't matter if they have a good running back or not.
You've already said. I'm not going to listen to it again.
Okay, so let Matt speak, and then we'll move on.
Anyways, you're looking at it in a very monolithic way. You're looking at it just the quarterback. That's the only thing. Like he has to change. No. Like you have a lot of different factors. Like with John Elway specifically, did he have to change his game? Yeah, because he couldn't run as much because he was old as shit. So he had to throw more. But that wasn't him changing it. It was just by necessity because he couldn't run. And lo and behold, a Hall of Fame running back comes to your team. He wasn't in Hall of Fame yet. Yeah, you can't be in Hall of Fame until after you're retired. But he comes. He's a fantastic running back. Changes the way that Denver plays the offense because you got to understand the scheme that they play also is a huge part of what we're talking about here, right? All of these things are a factor. This is a team game. Your quarterback, as great as he may be, still is reliant upon the offensive line, the skill set players, the defense, the special teams, the coaching, the scheme, the general manager, the owner. So there's a lot of things that come into a quarterback and their skill set and changes and stuff like that. So that's all I was saying was like, we just can't say.
That doesn't change when the quarterback's sitting there. Oh, they understand everything. You know what? Then change what you're doing. Because I'm sorry, he is predictable as fuck right now.
Is he predictable? The offense? I thought he said the offense is predictable.
He is too.
But I thought he said the offense is predictable.
Like I said, I don't know what it is because I know people like Tom Brady. I know people like Troy Aikman. People like that were given range to say, okay, we got to change this up because they know what we're running. What he's literally there at the line of scrimmage, looking at them, going like, well, they know what to do. What do I do? What do we do? Change the damn play.
You know, as a boom quarterback who gets no recognition, and you should know him, Anzo. Mm-hmm. I believe his name is Stewart. Played for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Cordell Stewart.
Cordell Stewart was a bitch, yo. Cordell Stewart was a bitch. He could throw. He could run.
He was, but he wasn't a great passer. So what was happening?
Who was his receivers at the time?
Hines Ward.
Okay.
Hines was there. I don't know who else they had. I don't remember.
Hines Ward at the latter stages of his career, right?
No, I think his latter of his career was when Ben came over.
Yeah, but they made the Super Bowl though, right?
What happened? Cordell Stewart?
What happened? Man, I wish I could remember what happened in that Pittsburgh.
I know he was tearing it up for a while in Pittsburgh. I was like,
oh, man.
They played the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Of course.
You didn't see that?
Of course. Huh?
That's it. That's all I got. Just want to remind you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. I think the Cowboys took away his run in that Super Bowl, and he wasn't a great passer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Cordell Stewart wasn't really a great passer. So,
okay,
good topic. Good heated debate, guys. I loved it.
Topic 10. Stephen A. Smith says the Raiders are a Super Bowl sleeper. Do you agree?
Wait, who's the Super Bowl sleeper?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. All I can tell you is I have a friend, and all he does is study the Raiders. And I pick every time he says they're going to win, they have won so far this season. He says that a lot of time the Raiders' problem is their offensive line is hurt. They have a lot of hurt players. So based on what earlier argument y'all had, if they win a wild card game and the winds blow right and the sun shines right and the football gods, maybe they could go to the Super Bowl. I don't know.
That's any team.
Still won't win.
I'll tell you what, the Raiders always scare the hell out of me. I mean, even when they haven't been good. I mean, I guess again, it's a divisional thing. This division kicks each other's ass lots of times. not all the time, but the Raiders are
They done beat two
fundamentally.
teams they shouldn't have won on paper.
Do what?
They beat two teams they shouldn't have won on paper
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like with us, I always say it's the divisional thing. It's a tough fight no matter what. Even when the Chiefs and the Raiders have both sucked, it's always been a tough game. But I don't disagree with this. I mean, the Raiders have a lot of what they need to win, and once you get to the playoffs, we've seen it. I mean, if they end up being a wild card team, wild card teams have won. Talk to Anza. His team was the first wild card team, I believe, to win a Super Bowl. It happens. If the Raiders make it there, and again, especially this year, since there really aren't any crowds, it kind of really solidifies the chances they have. And that stadium that they're in, I don't know. They seem to really like playing there. I don't know if they've lost a game there this season or not, but
I can tell you what, if they beat Kansas City this second time, then I'm saying
I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, yeah, it's going to say a lot of stuff.
I can
But
say
I don't think it's going to, because I just don't see that happening. Well, no, they came in, they punched us in the jaw, and it became a brawl. And they won if you think of it like a boxing match, they won those first 3 rounds as we were downloading their information, and we turned it on too late. It's the same thing. I think we could have won. We lost it by 7 points, I think.
Oh,
And that's because we screwed up. And I'm not saying they didn't win. No, they had some good plays, and they caught us off guard lots of times.
Hey, Anza, real quick, don't be scared. That wasn't like dick pics. I meant pics.
no, I know. That's what I was
forgot the
laughing
K.
at. I wasn't laughing at you, Chris. I was laughing
No.
at the message that Matt put.
Right. I gotta go, guys. Oh, man.
But they, fundamentally, they can beat a lot of teams. They lined up against us, and they gave us a tough fight up front, and it was enough that they could hold us off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you got to do in the playoffs. If some team comes in and thinks, "Oh, you guys are the Raiders, you haven't been here, you don't know what you're dealing with," well, wait a minute. Think of your head coach and your quarterback. They know how to play that game. They've been there before.
Well, Gruden definitely. I don't know about
Yeah.
Derek Carr. But
I don't
Gruden,
have faith in Derek Carr. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know about Derek Carr.
I'll tell you
Gruden,
what. Carr, the problem with Carr is that when things start to go downhill, they go downhill quick. And I thought when we intercepted the ball in that first quarter, I thought, here we go. Because normally that's how it is. He somehow kept his composure long enough to start getting things. And then when a couple plays went their way, it just started snowballing.
He has a lot of shining moments. That's what I see with
does.
Carr. But he's not consistent enough.
And I agree with that. But any team that has what the Raiders have, which is some good receivers, they've got a decent run game, they've got a decent quarterback, their defense has played fairly well. I don't think that they'll make it to the Super Bowl. I don't think if they make it to the Super Bowl, they'll win. But could they? Yes, that's a sleeper. That's
definitely a sleeper.
Yeah, so I don't disagree with that comment at all.
Yeah, he's a sleeper. The person on the screen
Oh,
is a sleeper.
man. Oh, my God, dude.
That's like that classroom shit.
I'm looking for Chris's pick for the Thursday game. I can't find it.
Okay.
I said Titans.
I was going to say,
I'll be honest. I'll be
Danny's trying
honest.
to be Dario Argento today, man. He's trying to be like Quentin Tarantino with his quick camera cuts and stuff. I like it.
He's playing.
Smart ass over there, eh?
I know, man.
But,
I try to wake you up though.
I could have phantom zoned you, man, so I had to do something.
Yeah, it was worse, man.
So
Okay. Topic 11. Should Cam Newton regret signing to the Pats? I don't think so.
Did anybody else want him?
I don't know.
I think that you got to give a man at least 2 years. because he learned a new system, a new coach. He just come back from a severe injury. So I'm going to give him, a learning curve. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers last year. He had a new coach, came back from an injury year before. Now he's playing better. So I think once he develop a relationship with his receivers, or we get chemistry with his receivers, he may be better. So I'm going to give this year just a feeling out season for Cam Newton. I still got faith he can come back.
Thanks, Danny. You saved me my entire argument, man. That was I agree 100%. Give him a time. Give him
I'll be right back, guys.
No problem. I don't think he should regret it himself, but at the end of the day, man, he's kind of really stinking it up.
No, he did good. He did good against the Jets. He got the win. Tough win. And he can't play defense. That's why I say 100 times.
The Jets gave you guys
He can't play
game.
defense.
The Jets gave you guys that game with the Foles. Not Foles. What's his name?
Who?
The quarterback from the old quarterback from the Ravens. What's his name?
Flacco.
Flacco gave you guys that game. Sorry, it was clear as day.
Cam Newton.
Everybody saw that. Has Cam Newton even thrown
let me say
touchdown?
Something.
Has he thrown a touchdown?
Yeah, of course. He's thrown a bunch of touchdowns. He's ran for a bunch of touchdowns, thrown a bunch of touchdowns. He was a fumble. So a couple things.
We're chipping out, bro.
The fumble away from Bills. He that game. Am I fading out?
Chipping out.
Can you guys hear me?
Right, now we can.
It's not me, though, is it?
Maybe it's me.
No, it's him.
Oh, it is him? Okay.
Is it me?
It was you.
We can hear you now.
We can hear you.
So no, he was a fumble away from beating the Bills. He played really well in that game. The last game he played really well.
He's only thrown 2 touchdowns this year.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
He's only thrown 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, because they were saying he hasn't thrown any.
7 interceptions.
No way. I'm looking this up. I don't even believe it.
100%.
Why would I lie to you, man?
What? No, I'm not saying you lie.
2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
To believe it, man.
He hasn't thrown a touchdown in 5 games, they said.
Damn.
Well, all of his thing. I mean, he's run for touchdowns.
His guard was off his legs.
Okay. So how many?
But he has no receivers.
How many touchdowns did he run for, Danny? Because I'm thinking 1.
You only had 2 touchdowns this whole season.
2.
Oh, total. Okay.
Total.
Okay. Only 2. Okay. I thought it was like 2 touchdowns.
Wait, he had 2 in the last game. Didn't he?
According to his stats, he got 1,400 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. His QBR is a 55.
Damn.
Which ranks 26.
Oh man.
There goes that one, Josh.
I mean, like I said, though, man, I don't know.
He passed for 1,400 yards, but he only thrown 2 touchdowns, bro.
Well, that's good though, man. He only has 2 touchdowns, not running though. You're talking about total, running and passing.
Total, man. Total. What are you not smoking? What are you not comprehending, man?
The whole thing, it doesn't make any sense because I'm thinking they won 3 games. How do you only have 2 touchdowns? Maybe because they ran in for a touchdown and he had his yards to get them there down the field. I don't know, man.
Now his receivers, I mean, his running back might have thrown the touchdowns, but he only got 2.
I mean, that's what it says here. I'm looking right at it too. I just my brain is trying to comprehend.
All I know is I heard him say that's not thrown a touchdown in 5 games.
You see that?
How is that possible? For
7 interceptions is really bad.
To play 5 games and be in the red zone. How many times and not throw a touchdown? Not even a play action. Sorry, Oswald, I'm just running.
No. Go ahead. I'm just because I'm with you. I'm like, this is a delusional Patriot fan over here. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me break it down to you, Josh.
I'm looking at this.
Josh. In 2011, he scored 21 touchdowns.
I'm looking.
In 12, he threw 19.
Mm.
In 13, he threw 24. Well, he had 24.
Damn.
In 14, he had 18. In 15, he had 35. In 16, he had 19. In 17, he had 22. In 18, he had 24. He had none last year, and this year he has 2.
Damn.
But my question is, did anybody else want him outside of New England? Because from what I remember, nobody was reaching out to him at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's why Belichick got him so cheap. Belichick is a master of getting people cheap, buddy.
Because that one game, I think he only had like 98 yards and 4 touchdowns in one game. Now, this cannot all be the fact that he has nobody to pass to, because he really doesn't. But a lot of that is on him, man.
Yeah, a lot of these players are rookies, these receivers that we have, but except for Edelman. Edelman's the only veteran. Well, I'm just saying. No, there's no excuse. I'm not excusing it. It's not good. The stats are good. The interceptions are good.
I'm laughing at you. Said, yeah, he got plenty of touchdowns.
That was a good one. Huh?
I think that goes back to what Chris said about the 2 in a row. And I don't think my brain is allowing me to believe what I'm saying. Even like looking at it, it doesn't look right. I'm like, no, wait, maybe this is the wrong site. Maybe I'm on the wrong page. Maybe I'm on the wrong. Maybe I need to zoom in better, bigger.
Oh my God.
So the question shouldn't be now, does Cam regret signing with the Patriots? Do the Patriots regret signing Cam?
That's what I wanted to say. That's a better stated question.
That's on them.
So. Yeah.
I think that if they had wanted to do anything other than find a different quarterback, they would have kept Brady.
In all honesty, as long as I can remember, this is the first time that I've seen Belichick not be able to put a quarterback on the field.
But in hindsight, though, what you said about Brady, it's like he's not doing well either, though. You know what I mean?
He's doing better.
Yes.
I mean, I guess overall, I guess we'll go back to the
shows
page. Yeah.
Danny,
bro, they just said in the PFF he's like number 3. I don't know where to get that from, but
we already disagreed with that.
I was gonna say, Danny, go see how much touchdowns Tom Brady has.
Oh yeah, let me go check this out.
Check that out.
Hey, numbers are good, man. Numbers are good.
Josh, you're starting to say a lot about Patriots fans, man.
When I checked it last, it was like 20 and let's see here this year.
I can't defend it, man. I cannot defend it.
Yes, I know that.
No, I'm just saying that's. I'm not delusional. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that my team is better than it is.
He's throwing 65%. He has 20 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
That's horrible for Brady.
He was at
18 more. 18 more.
Yeah.
Right.
But last year,
it's all about. Hey, remember when Tim Tebow made the playoffs and he only had
let me do something.
No, he had
Tim Tebow, really?
He probably had less time. It's
I can't laugh. I can't laugh because Tim Tebow beat the Steelers in one playoff game.
Yeah.
So I can't laugh.
Oh my God. I can laugh.
Oh no, I'm not saying Tim Tebow is good. You know what I'm saying though. I'm just saying that like it's all about putting your team in a position to win. Maybe it might not be like with the numbers and the touchdowns.
So would you say that the Patriots have the same team that they did last year as this year?
We're totally hurt. We're totally hurt. We have the defenses out, a lot of COVID cases. We don't have Gronk. We don't have a lot of the defense.
This season's going to be thrown out in relative terms in the grand scheme of things. I mean, because of the circumstances this year, there was so when you're an athlete like this, that 4 weeks or whatever of preseason is there not just to get time on the field, it's there to get your body ready for the season. They literally had 2 weeks? Was it 2 weeks or a week?
Right.
Before they started the season, not just a preseason game, before they had to start the season. And when you go out there and you go from 0 to 100, that's wear and tear on a body like nothing else. And you add all of this other factors, COVID, taking people off the field or taking them off because we don't know if they're going to have it or not. All of this stuff, fair or not, it's going to affect a lot of these teams in ways that you just can't. You
Especially,
can't quantify.
Yeah, especially with Cam because he had it. Cam actually was one of the people who had it. So
I can agree with that because there's not really much practice time. But let's just say Tom Brady's last year in New England, he still had 24 touchdowns.
Yeah, but I mean, he only has 8 interceptions though. So while he's overplaying his way on touchdowns this year, he's also overplaying.
No. I'm just comparing him to what he did last year to what Cam Newton is doing.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I still
some
think
of these guys, like I said, Jacoby Meyer, they're all rookies, man. All these Patriot receivers, so they have to get their stride too. Just like what Danny was saying before in the beginning about
Tom Brady would have hit
how Cam has to get a stride.
Tom Brady.
If you give Cam next year with preseason and everything and give him the same basic team, and of course with Bill Belichick, it's probably much going to be the same scheme. You give him all that, and then you see what he does. If he's still playing like this, then you can start saying, nope, it's Cam. But right now, I don't know.
I can agree.
But wait, Anzo, I will say this though: in 2009, when Brady came back from his injury, he had trouble with his 2 rookie wide receivers, Aaron Dobson and Kendall Tompkins. They were garbage, and they couldn't hold it together either. So, I think that Jacoby Myers has.
I bet you he had more than 2 touchdowns, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can't defend it. That's really pathetic. It's really pathetic, and it's unbelievable, and it's embarrassing. It's
horrible.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense to my brain. My brain cannot comprehend that he only has 2 touchdowns.
What is it? That's
they beat the Jets.
That's
we won the game. Wait, we won the game against the Jets this week, 30 to what, 20 something? I mean, how? And then 30 points here, 30 points there. I don't know the math.
Josh.
No, I believe it. I accept it.
If he hands the balls off to a receiver, that touchdown don't count for him.
Sure. I understand.
It doesn't count. It counts for the running back, not him.
Hey, our running backs are killing it, man. James White, they're doing a lot of heavy lifting too. I mean, how many does Kirk Cousins have? That's a good question. Because now with Dalvin Cook getting all these touchdowns,
probably has more than Cam.
He has more than Cam.
Probably. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
But he has feeling.
The picks because
let's go to the last question because I gotta leave at 6.
Yep.
What are your picks? Okay, I want to make sure. What did Maz pick for the Titans game?
Matt picked Titans. Roberto took Titans. Donnie you took Titans. I took Indy. Josh took Indy, and Chris took Tennessee.
Yep.
Who'd you take, Anzo?
I took Indy.
I
was not taking Tennessee again. They fucked me last week. Yeah.
And Roberto took
Titans.
All right. Okay.
So
I was only taking them, hoping that Derrick Henry would have a big game, not thinking that
That's what I was thinking too.
If you look at the history, Indy owns Tennessee. They were 7-0 against Tennessee in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go with the Bucks and the Panthers? Or you
what's that?
Where they play? It's the second team that's home.
I'll call it because I have it all here. So
is it the second team that's home?
Yeah, second team's home.
Okay.
Yeah. Philly versus the Giants. Go with Roberto first.
I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Philly. Okay. Danny.
Giants.
Hold on. I'm thinking, Philly. No, I'm taking Giants. I can't go with Philly again. I'm taking Giants. Josh?
Yeah, I'll take the Giants.
And Chris?
Giants.
Excellent. Okay, so next one is Jacksonville, Green Bay. We'll start this one off with you, Danny.
Green Bay.
Excellent. I'm taking Green Bay. Josh?
Green Bay, without doubt.
Green Bay. Chris?
Green Bay.
Roberto?
Green Bay.
Excellent. So Washington, Detroit. This one is me. I will start it first, and I am taking. God damn it! Hold on. Last week, Detroit. I'm taking Washington. Gosh,
Wait, who is it? I'm sorry.
Washington, Detroit.
Oh my God. Detroit. They're up and coming.
Detroit. Chris.
Detroit.
Excellent. Roberto
Detroit.
and Danny.
Detroit.
Anything watching it? Okay. Fuck you guys.
Wait,
Good
what
luck,
happened
bro.
with the
Good
Bucks?
luck.
What happened with the Bucks and the Panthers? What happened with that one?
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to
Oh,
that.
okay. Gotcha.
Houston and Cleveland. Josh, you start this one.
Wow.
Cleveland.
Some tough
I'll
ones
go
this
with
week, huh?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
No, I'll go with Cleveland.
Cleveland. Chris.
Cleveland.
Roberto.
Houston.
Danny.
Anzo's waiting to steal. He's waiting to be like, Houston, haha.
Oh, if you want to know, I'm going.
Let me try the Browns.
Oh,
Okay. I'm taking Houston. Next one is Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Chris, you start this one, I believe.
This is a hard
Carolina.
Carolina. All right. Roberto.
You know, Tampa Bay's been fucking with me all season, huh? I don't choose them, they win. I choose them, they lose bad.
are there any injuries for either? Can you tell me that? I think somebody's injured, right?
I have no idea.
All right,
McCaffrey is injured. He's not playing.
Oh, he's not playing again?
He's out again?
He's out.
Oh, you heard his shoulder. I heard
that was it. McCaffrey, yep. Okay.
I'm going to go with the Panthers.
All right. Danny?
I'm going with Tampa Bay because McCaffrey's out.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. I'm going with Tampa Bay as well.
Same. I'll go with Tampa Bay. McCaffrey's big.
Excellent. All right. So this one is the Chargers and Miami. Roberto, you're up.
Fuck.
This is the worst.
There's a lot of that going
Worst
on.
week. I know.
I'm going to take Miami for the first time.
Miami. Danny?
Miami.
Miami. I am also taking Miami again this time.
Their defense looks really good, man.
They're on a win streak, so I'm taking Miami. Josh?
Tua Tagovailoa, Miami.
Could you believe this? When is the last time? Let's do it. Chris, did you pick yet?
No, Chris is next.
Let's hear Chris.
Miami.
I can't believe
Wow.
Miami across the board. This has to be documented, man.
Wow.
No, I'm not hating on Herbert.
Wait.
Who did Maz pick?
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you.
But I'm not hating on Herbert. I think that Tua is just playing better. And I think that they're going to get
But with the
overall
luck
better.
that the Chargers been having, if it's
Herbert's
on points,
good, man.
if it's on,
Matt.
on points, I would take the Chargers.
Matt
Herbert's
took the
good.
Chargers. So Matt took the Chargers. Go ahead, speak.
Miami's defense is playing unbelievably better. I think the Chargers have let a lot of games go that they shouldn't have let go, like the Broncos and all these other stupid games they should have won. Herbert's playing well, but Tua seems like he's going to get it done. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, so Danny, let me give you what Matt got so far. Hold on, let me just put it in here. Where's Houston? Cleveland game. Okay, took Cleveland. Carolina. Oh, he took the Bucks. Okay. All right, so he took Giants, Green Bay, Detroit, Cleveland, and the Bucks. And then this one he took the Chargers.
He's really going opposite, huh?
Yeah. Who started that one? Do you remember?
He
Chris
picked the
started.
exact same thing except one.
Who?
This guy.
So he and I picked
Danny.
the exact same games except one.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Donnie started that one.
I think so.
Okay.
No,
So
Roberto did.
Roberto started that one.
Yeah, he did.
Did I?
Yes. Yeah. So Donnie will start this one. Denver versus Raiders.
Raiders.
Raiders. Okay. I'm taking Raiders as well. Josh.
The Raiders.
Chris.
Raiders.
Raiders.
Raiders. And I took shit. I closed it up.
You picked the Raiders too, Anzo?
Yeah, I did. The Raiders too.
Maz took Raiders too?
Yep. So this is Buffalo, Arizona, and this is me. I'm taking Buffalo. Josh,
Where they at?
in Arizona.
Take Arizona.
Arizona. Chris?
Wait, Kyler Murray's playing, right?
Yeah, he
He's
should.
not hurt. Okay, okay.
I'll go Buffalo.
Roberto
Cardinals.
and Daddy.
You got faith in them Cardinals, boy.
Yeah, I
No, I went against them.
This is a trap game, and
I went against them against
They
Seattle.
let your ass down last week.
They're
No,
going
no.
to Arizona, though. I don't think Buffalo.
Who are you taking, Danny?
Buffalo.
Okay. And Mad took Raiders.
Who Chris take?
Chris took Buffalo.
So it's just me and you, Josh?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Two of y'all crazies out there on that limb.
No, some people just don't know that East Coast to West Coast is very, very.
Man, be
I
quiet.
don't think he has that one.
I don't want to hear that
I ain't
foolishness.
saying shit.
No, it's
Now I
you're
got my
right, man.
spot.
Okay.
East Coast is easy to get.
Matt didn't do that one, so I'll mess him. Buffalo versus.
Plus, they're up north too. They're used to playing cold. It's going to be mid-November. Whatever.
Yes, because the
Okay.
one thing that I always think about when a team's playing is, oh my God, they're going to a warm climate. That's going to really screw with them.
So San Francisco versus New Orleans. Josh.
You froze, bro?
Oh, I think he did. All right, Chris.
I don't know what you would think that fucking hard.
You know. Chris.
Oh shit.
No, sorry. New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay. Matt took the Bills for the other one. All right. So Roberto, who you taking?
Saints.
Absolutely. Danny.
Saints.
It's
Saints.
fucking internet, dude. It's
I'm
fucking
taking
internet, dude.
the Saints. Josh, who you taking?
I'm just gonna unplug my modem for. I didn't even hear what it was. What was it?
Saints.
Oh, Saints versus New Orleans.
Saints versus New Orleans.
No, that's they playing themselves.
Oh, sorry, San Francisco.
And he was actually contemplating Saints versus New Orleans.
No.
You sure it's the internet, Josh? Just play with you, brother.
Wait, where is it?
In New Orleans.
In New Orleans.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take New Orleans. They're hot.
Alrighty. And Matt took New Orleans too. Next game is Seattle versus LA. And
You
that's
took the
it.
Saints. You took the Saints, Alonzo?
I did.
All right.
Seattle versus LA, and this is Chris.
Who's LA?
Where's
Rams.
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 Oh,
Where's
okay.
it
There's
being
just too
played
many
at?
teams there, man. Sorry.
It's being in LA.
Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
Rams?
What?
Okay. Matt took. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Where the hell is it?
I'm like Anzo. Don't give it away, man. Let them pick the Rams if they want.
Okay, I think you missed that one too, so I'll put that up there later. Roberto?
Did you say Seattle and the Rams?
Yes.
Yes.
I know I jumped on Seattle real quick last week, but this week even quicker. Seattle.
All right.
I have Seattle in my work.
Danny?
Seattle.
The Rams remind me of the Raiders, Jekyll and Hyde.
I'm taking Seattle as well.
But I'm going to pick the Raiders. Or not the
Right.
Raiders, I mean the Rams, because I'm just
Seattle.
Okay. And Matt is doing his pick now.
He's gonna be
He took the Rams.
So Chris and Matt took the Rams only.
Chris and Matt, yeah.
Matt's not
correct.
the only mad person around.
All right,
Is
6
he?
o'clock. 6 o'clock, people. I got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one, Cincy, Pittsburgh. So Matt took Pittsburgh. Roberto,
Pittsburgh.
Danny,
Pittsburgh.
y'all know who I'm taking. Pittsburgh.
I know Josh is taking.
Josh,
I don't know. Oh, this is
Cincinnati.
it. This is the one. Because I have so many favorites. I'll just take Cincinnati, man. I'll divvy it out. This is the upset week.
Oh my
Random,
God.
weird. It's gonna be crazy.
Chris.
Actually, is Roethlisberger still out?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Oh,
Cincy.
I was
Let's
gonna
see.
be the lone
Okay.
wolf, man. Damn.
Baltimore, New Orleans.
New England.
It can't be. You ain't
New
played
England.
it
Sorry,
before.
New England. Sorry. Baltimore, New England. Roberto,
Baltimore.
Danny,
Baltimore.
I'm taking Baltimore as well. Josh,
I'm gonna commit a cardinal sin. I might actually put money on the Ravens, man. Ravens.
and Chris.
Nevermore.
Absolutely. Last one, Minnesota and Chicago.
See, I'm not delusional, man.
Bet with your heart, Josh.
Matt took the Bears.
You broke like me.
No, it's the opposite, man.
Roberto,
Bears and who?
Bears and who?
Minnesota versus Chicago.
I bet against Minnesota twice, and they let me. They fucking hurt me hard. I'm taking Minnesota.
Minnesota. Danny,
Cook
Minnesota.
that team.
I took Minnesota as well.
Calvin Cook is
Josh?
just tearing it up, man.
Yeah, but the Bears have their like number one run defense.
I thought it
I'm
was
going with
Indy.
the Bears. Oh, maybe, but the Bears are up there. I'll take the
You're
Bears.
taking Chicago.
Yeah.
No problem.
I think they're going to stop the Dalvin Cook.
And
Where's
Chris,
it at?
It's in Chicago.
The Bears.
Oh man, he's
All right. So those were the picks.
Who'd Matt choose?
all right.
I don't know. You didn't write this one down. I
I
gotta ask
don't
him
know what that
again.
is, but
I guess we get
What
the
is that?
records
Is
next week.
that
Then.
an
Oh no! For this game, he took Chicago. Sorry.
That's my work picks. My work has
picks?
a.
Okay.
They have something they send us, and I go there and I pick on that, and that's what that was.
Oh, okay. Sorry. He took the Patriots on that game. Okay.
Could we get the overall at the start of the show next week so we have an idea of what's happening?
Absolutely.
Thank
Are
you.
you gonna give me? Are you gonna give me a
Well,
handicap?
Well, I will do this because what I did is, Danny, if you can go. Oh, you have to close up. Okay, so I'll do this quick. Matt is at 85.48. Roberto's at 83.51. Danny is at 91.42. I am at 88.45. And you, Chris and Josh, since you guys came in late, I put you guys like one game behind the last place. All right.
Okay.
So
So you guys are right behind me.
right. So Josh, yeah, but that was like a few weeks ago. So now Josh is at 81.54 and Chris is at 87.46.
Thanks, Josh.
All right. Fellas, it has been a
Our
blast.
team's in reality, eh, brother?
After, don't go anywhere, Anzo. After we're off it.
All right.
Peace out, Danny.
Normally, fellas, I would go to everybody to see what they're going to say, but I really got to be an appointment here in about 30 minutes. It's been fun. It's been a blast. I will see you all next Saturday. So,
Absolutely.
having said that, have a safe week. Catch you later, people.
awesome.
Peace out, guys.
We ain't got no more words for brothers that be stepping in.